Hello everybody, and welcome back to Dr. Ghost Games. If y'all are new to the channel, welcome. I am Dr. Ghost, and today we've got a little bit of a different video. We're just going to be talking about the ship that I want the most in World of Warships Legends. Yeah, I know. A little bit of a different vid, but yeah, we're going to be going over the ship I want the most, man. I'm sure some of you guys know, if you know me well enough, you guys know what that ship is. But some of you guys might actually be surprised on what the answer might be. Alright, now by far, if I had to pick my ultimate favorite ship from history, even more so than the Marblehead, okay? I love my Marblehead, but man, if this ship came, I would smack down 200 bucks just to, I don't even know, man. I would go crazy. Let's just say that. But if this ship just did come, man, I would smack down 100, 200 bucks easily. Mainly because it's American, and that's not the only reason why, but it is probably the most famous American warship ever, other than maybe Iowa. But in terms of service history, in terms of just raw amount of contribution in World War II, that ship in particular was just an absolute powerhouse. It defined the United States, it literally defined the United States Navy, okay? Like, that thing was an absolute fucking unit of a ship. The crew that was on that ship was an absolute unit. Oh, man, I'm it sounds like I'm having a wet dream, isn't it, over this boat. But really, I mean, it's something that I've really been wanting for a long time, ever since carriers came, and that being USS Enterprise, CV-6. Now, I know, it's a carrier. Oh my gosh. Carriers suck. And you're right, they do suck. They're annoying, I understand that. But I'm an American, and I fucking love American history. I love naval history in particular, and man, the fucking Enterprise was just an absolute fucking crazy ship. Pardon my language in this video, but talking about the ship just gets me hard, okay? It really does. The Enterprise is just fucking crazy. And we're gonna go over the Enterprise a little bit and why it's so crazy in this video. So kind of like a little bit of a history video, if you guys will. So I'm gonna bring you guys over to my display capture here. And we're going to go over the USS Enterprise, CV-6. I'm going to use Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a pretty good source. It may not be the best source, but it is pretty good. But yeah. Now, you guys are probably wondering, how is this thing so special? You say it's like the best American ship ever, basically, right? It basically was. And it still remains, to this day, the most decorated warship ever in terms of battle stars and all this shit. It was just nuts. So the USS Enterprise was a Yorktown-class carrier built for the United States Navy during the 1930s. She was the 7th U.S. Navy vessel of that name. Whatever that word is, I've never seen that word before. Colloquially, I don't know what that word is. The Big E, I don't know what that means. I've actually never fucking seen that word. Why have I never... I'm pretty good with words, but that I've, like, never seen. What the fuck is that? Okay, anyway. Called the Big E, she was the 6th aircraft carrier of the United States Navy. Launched in 1936, she was one of 3 American carriers commissioned before World War II to survive the war. The others being Saratoga and Ranger. Ranger's actually in World of Warships Legends. That's a Tier 5 carrier. Anyway, she participated in more major actions of the war against Japan than any other United States ship. So this ship right here was in basically more battles than anything else, okay, in the United States Navy anyway. This, basically, guys, to put this in perspective, if you guys love the Warspite, right, I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of the Warspite's history, right? Well, the Enterprise is literally the Warspite of the U.S. Navy. Like, the fucking Enterprise is crazy, plus some. This ship has more fucking service record, service history, more glamour than the Warspite does ×3, okay? Anyway, I'm gonna skip on a little bit of this, but to sum it all up, she earned 20 battle stars. She shot down a lot of fucking planes. She sank more ships than any other boat, I think. Well, maybe not any other boat. But if you guys look down here, this is crazy. I just recently learned about this. But apparently, by the end of World War II, her planes and guns had downed 911 enemy planes. You heard that right. This carrier right here, fucking USS Enterprise, shot down during World War II. 911 planes. Is that not fucking crazy? Just think about that for a minute. That's 911 fucking planes. And that's not even it. And the Enterprise sunk 71 ships. Whoa. Come on, guys. Is that not fucking nuts? Is that not nuts? This carrier right here, USS Enterprise, shot down, estimately, 911 enemy planes, sunk 71 estimated ships, and destroyed or damaged 192 more. This fucking ship was crazy, dude. Was crazy. And the saddest part about this whole story about the Enterprise, after her absolutely crazy service history, they didn't even save her. The public and a lot of people wanted to save this ship. Her accomplishments were unbelievable. They were unheard of for any U.S. naval vessel, and they actually decided not to save her, which is the saddest part. This ship wasn't even saved. Instead, we got the Walmart Great Value knockoff Enterprise. Who cares about that one? We want the World War II Enterprise. This is literally where all of our U.S. carriers get their names from, okay? Like the USS Enterprise recently that they commissioned, which is going to be a Gerald R. Ford class supercarrier. They named this ship after the Enterprise. This Enterprise right here. Not after the fucking Cold War 1980s Enterprise, no. Every Enterprise is named after this ship right here. That's how crazy this vessel was. It just... Not a lot of people know about the history of the USS Enterprise CV-6. I just thought I'd go over it a little bit, man. But this ship was crazy. The crew, the shit that they managed to accomplish was just unheard of. And it just needs to be talked about. And that's just why I want this ship. I like playing carriers and legends, although I know a lot of them are stupidly overpowered. I'm aware. They're pretty toxic to play. We all should know that by now. But I do love the history of some of these ships, and I have to point out Enterprise. Enterprise is literally, in my opinion, a fucking American wet dream, alright? This ship was just... It was the ship. Literally. It was the ship of the U.S. Navy. But nonetheless, guys, I think that's about it. You guys want to know what ship I want the most in World of Warships Legends? I want the USS Enterprise. CV-6. This is what I want. More than anything else, just because... It is like literally the most decorated warship ever in the U.S. Navy. I love American ships, and this would be crazy. Now, the Enterprise is actually on PC, I believe, and she's not available anymore in the store, but she is on PC, and some people do have her. But she actually is on PC, and she has 51,000 hit points. She's got Hellcat. Rocket planes, she's got Avengers, she's got Helldivers, she's got all the stuff she had in real life, plus some, obviously. And yeah, she's basically your typical American aircraft carrier, and man, I want this thing so bad. And I would be okay if Wargaming didn't even make it super busted, if they just made it perfectly balanced as all things should be, not dumb broken like Saipan, but not stupidly horrible like the Hermes, okay? Like, you know what I mean? I hope if they do introduce this ship, they just implement it well, don't make it super overpowered. And, you know, this would be a fantastic ship to release next month in July. Because, well, it's July. July 4th is American Independence Day. And I think the Enterprise would be a great premium to throw in there. They would make a lot of money. They would make a lot of Americans like myself happy. I would definitely pick this thing up. Even if it wasn't that good, I'd pick it up. I would have to have it. It's a collector item for me. Fucking, if I was the whale anything... It would have to be this thing. I would drop down so much money on this ship to get it. Just because of its history. I mean, I would have to have this thing in game. But yeah, like that's the only ship I would go absolutely nuts for is Enterprise. It's just because of the service history. I love the history of this ship. And if I was to get it in Legends, it would probably take over my favorite spot in my favorites list of ships. But nonetheless, everybody, this video has gone on for too long. Just a little bit of a video talking about what ship I really want the most and kind of going over a little bit of the history of the Enterprise and why she's just so fucking awesome. Like, if there's any ship that just screams America, it's the Enterprise. It just screams America. But nonetheless, everybody, have a good rest of your weekends, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace out. Stay healthy as always, and enjoy the rest of the update, guys.